We've got some serious market movers that I've got to cover with you guys today. I've made some decisions about Tesla. I have a warning about an inverse play, where it could possibly go, best and worst case scenario. I'm going to cover Oracle, what I see going on in the charts. I'm going to cover some favorites that I've had on this stock that I'm doing well on, but I haven't covered them enough for you guys to maybe keep them at the top of your watch list as you should have. One of them is Norwegian Cruise Lines. What did today's beautiful chart and a move up tell me for the coming days? We've got a lot to go over. Every single one of these plays and the time I spent charting, I know has value. So even if you're not in them, there's some money making opportunities. There's some warnings in here. So please go through it with a fine-tooth comb and take notes, because I know these technicals are solid. Guys, this is the Stocks with Josh show. I'm staying at my sister's house, and you might hear a dog bark, you might hear an alarm go off, you might hear someone knock on the door and say it's breakfast time. But I'm taking the time to connect with you guys because there's just money opportunities abounding right now with Apple back up at a move to its all-time highs. I see it going higher. I'm going to break down each one of these charts with you guys in just a second. Thanks for hitting a like. Thanks for all the new subscribers coming on board. So let's just get going with this, and let's start off with Oracle. Oracle beat their earnings top and bottom line, beat expectations yesterday, and the stock is pushing up even higher. The big question that's on anybody's mind, the permabulls are saying, hey, we're going to the moon, but I'm going to tell you that it's time to take some caution on Oracle if you're a long-term investor. We had a 5% pop today because they were upgraded based on the idea that their cloud business would even be more profitable in the days ahead. Being upgraded is good, but you've got to consider the source. Anyways, Oracle made an all-time high of $124, and I'm just going to point out to you, I like to keep the technicals simple. I like to believe the technicals when I see them. And if you can see, it's shot way outside of its Bollinger Bands, which simply means it's going to come back in. And for it to come back into the Bollinger Bands, it's got to come down in price. Now, right now, there's the potential, because it's in a violent stage, it could go all the way to $134. That would be, as I've warned before, the tippy top of the potential move. But I would say that outside the Bollinger Bands is never a place that you want to begin to buy stocks. That's the place where you begin to take profits and sell them. So if you're trying to catch the tail end of the Oracle move because you're getting in on the story that's being promoted, you're buying at the wrong time, because the smart money and money like me, this is profit-taking time. Best case scenario for an additional move up would be the top, would be 134, but largely I want to go through where I see real support. Real support on Oracle is actually down at $96 and $89, but it's not going to get there immediately. It's not going to fall there. You're going to have stops along the way. I see good support at 110 and 106, but when I use the term real support, it means that over the course of time, is this thing going to be shooting from 134 to 150? Or are we going to come back where after the smart money sells their bags, and are we going to begin to find real support, historic support? It's going to be closer, it's going to be under $100, so keep that in mind. This thing was an absolute buy when you go back in time at $60. You could have bought Oracle at $60. This is yet again another stock that just this year alone, or since October, has delivered a 100% return. When I look at the Oracle chart, I am reminded, and I have to come and tell you, yes, you missed the bottom. No, we're not going back to $60. 60 was a risk. Nobody knew how far we would go. But when it closed and pushed above 80, that was a long-term buy signal. And obviously today, those who bought are enjoying an incredible reward. So do not FOMO into Oracle right now. There's a little bit more room up, but ultimately we're going to come back. And the best buy zone, if you believe in the story of Oracle, is $100. Okay, let's keep going. We need to touch on Bitcoin. So you can see, just like the S&P 500 is green today, you can see that crypto is green across the board. That's a nice sign, especially after all the FUD and the processing of the SEC's move. I'm just going to start off and tell you guys, right now, there's a move to fire Gary Gensler. There are congressmen who actually support their constituents who are getting into Congress right now to go after him in particular, to get rid of him, even to get rid of the position that he holds, to break up that power into a group of people so it's sort of diversified, or there's some checks and balances, because there are congressmen who are just as upset as you and I about the unlimited power that Gary Gensler has had in reigning over blockchain, what he's done to XRP, and what he's done to all of our bank accounts. He was supposed to protect us, but he's actually directly fired shots at our personal investments, and right now there are congressmen going after him. And if that move gets made, the market could take it as a good faith move that we're going to move towards friendly regulation and not this predatory regulation. So watch, because the markets will skyrocket. Crypto will skyrocket on the news that Gary Gensler's been let go. So keep that in your mind, right? So right now, Bitcoin is what I'm going to say. It's been on a critical teeter-totter level for weeks now, and it's still there. So here's what I'm watching. I'm going to tell you guys, it's not broken down. You know I'm a technical trader, so if it broke down, I'd come out here and warn you and say, guys, it broke down. Get out, get out, get out. Don't think I'm loyal to Bitcoin or Ethereum or ADA. If I saw a true breakdown in the charts, I'd go running. My loyalties are to price action in the charts. It's not broke down. It's exactly where it needs to be. And we're getting tighter price action in that zone, which means an impending move is coming. If it's a bullish move, right now we need to see a close in the next 24 hours above 26,400. And then if we get a push up to 26,400 and we get a close above that, it'll confirm a move to 27,700. And then from there, if we get above 27,700, a nice daily candlestick close, then we'll push up to 28,200. So I see it as three potential steps. Those are the price points, roughly 26.4, 27.7, and 28.2. Keep your eye on those price points, because that's the stair-step move I see coming in the next 24 hours. All right, let's get into Apple. Apple, you know I believe in the Apple indicator. So in my mind, Apple has already confirmed a breakout to $192. I think that's inevitable. I see the chart as bullish. I see that we are technically at a place where 192 is inevitable. But it's important that at this point, we understand that when it spikes up to 192, it's not going to stay there long. So let me give you some important fundamentals and technicals to keep you in perspective and not to get caught up in FOMO and caught up thinking that it's going to the moon. Apple is super expensive right now. If we go by Peter Lynch's fair value formula for Apple, it should be $108. So yes, we are almost double. There's a potential for a 40% drop in Apple. Now, some people would say, Josh, I don't think that's a good application for this. I'm just letting you know that according to many metrics of conservative investing, Apple's expensive. Now, if we got to 192, we'd have a PE of 33. The average PE for Apple over the last 5 years has been around 18. And so the highest PE that Apple has hit in the last 5 years is 33. And so we're getting right back to the place with a new all-time high, hitting the all-time high PE as well. And the last time we got to 33, it sold off. And I think that we got our all-time high. We should be very happy about it. But now we need to know that 33 is too expensive. The fair value is too expensive. And I think that once we get to 192, it's take profits, sell, sell, sell. And I know that there's tons of YouTubers and great investors like Warren Buffett that say never sell Apple. Well, that's a personal decision. And I think that at 192, it's not time to buy. It's time to at least hold. If you're a long-term investor, you don't add to your position at 192. I'm going to give you guys the areas where I think it could pull back to. And yes, you missed the bottom on Apple. So right now, a very conservative area that had been resistance that should turn to support is 173. So if you want to get into Apple and you want to buy Apple, at least wait for it to pull back to 173 bucks. But if you are a very patient investor and you don't even have a position in Apple, but you want to take one because you see that it's a great company, and I think Apple is a great company, I'm going to call the apocalypse price entry zone for Apple at 144. That's true and real historic support. And if these markets for any reason began to fall apart, Apple, I don't see breaking 144. I see that being the absolute floor moving forward. That's where the smart money is going to double down and double dip and buy more. 144. I'm not saying it's getting there, but I'm just saying keep that target in mind. If you just are ready to get into Apple and you haven't been in a while, I don't see why we wouldn't pull back to 173 after hitting 192. Remember those prices. We'll come back to visit the conversation and see how I did on my predictions in the days ahead. If you need better trade tools, check out the current offer from the MooMoo investment app. They're giving away up to 17 free stock. And if you put $100 into your account, they match it. They give you another $100. So that's a great way of doubling or increasing, 1xing your portfolio from day one. Open a MooMoo account, get $200, and then you get a ton of extra free stock. One of them is potentially a free stock of C3AI, which is valued at around $35 and climbing. So check out that offer. Click on the link in the top pinned comment. I also host a chat group on that app, which I have not been in the last couple of days because I've been traveling, but I'm going to get in there starting tomorrow. Looking forward to breaking down some fresh technicals for that exclusive group over on MooMoo called Stock Josh Fan. Get your free stock and come find it. I did not intend to talk about this today, but it crossed my mind. I want to do a future video, guys, comparing some of the AI winners and potential losers. There are some AI stocks that a lot of you guys think are going to kill it that I don't think are going to kill it. But there is one that I like that you guys might be sleeping on, and that's APLD. I think it's pulled back to a great place. Don't buy these stocks when they're ripping to all-time highs. Buy them when they pull back. We're at the pullback level for APLD. I'm expecting that level to hold. You could put your stop loss $1 beneath the current price or 50 cents if you want to run it tighter. But APLD is a buy right now. That's a freebie. I didn't even intend to talk about it. It just came up in my heart, my mind. Let's get into SQQQ. Guys, I am so glad that I listened to myself and kept my stop loss at 2140. I literally talked about it with you guys because I needed to hold myself accountable, because I wanted to adjust it, because I believe the markets will pull back, but markets can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. And you know what? They're continuing to climb. And right now the price is $20.79. So I was right to use my stop loss at $21.40. Now, because we've broken down to $20.79, you need to hear this. That's a confirmed breakdown, giving us a target of 16. So if you are up higher, you need to think about this play really carefully now, because if it would screw you to get to $16, there's a strong, higher likelihood and potential that we are going to $16. Now, there's certain ways you can play this. I'm glad I'm out of it. I bought some calls. I sold them. Stockmo, he had bought a big pile of calls. Him and I bought them around the same time. He was up, I think, 200% on his options. I got in slightly later than him, but I also got a nice play out of it. I sold them. I'm waiting for Apple to hit 192. That's when I'm going to buy some more SQQQ. But right now, I'm holding off on it. It's not a winning trade. But I will tell you this, that we're going to watch that $22 level, because if we get a close above $22 really soon, then yes, it can get to $29. So the profit window would be for a close above $22, a push up to $29. But right now we have a confirmed breakdown to 16, so you got to keep that under eye very carefully. All right, this is a big play, and it's a super important play. I've got two more plays I'm going to talk to you about, Alibaba and Tesla. I don't care if you aren't in them. These are money-making machines, money-making machines. Tesla's a winner. Throw some hearts in the comment if you guys have been helped along on your Tesla trade by me on this channel. Because Tesla, I can tell you, I'm making bank with Tesla, and I hope you guys are making money. But I'm going to tell you what I'm doing next with my Tesla. I think you'll find it interesting. Matter of fact, I might need you guys to talk me out of what I plan to do next with my Tesla. But let's just cover Alibaba. Guys, Alibaba is sitting in a position where it could be the next big winner. I'm going to give you guys the technicals. It's so important that you pay attention to the details, because it can move either direction very quickly. But we got our breakout above 87. And I've been telling you guys for quite a while that it had to break above and close above 87. We might get that again today. And now Baba's become very interesting because Baba can push all the way back up to $120. It absolutely can. And the truth is, if it broke above 120, Alibaba is a $200 stock. And so we have the opportunity in Apple and Tesla. We're buying Oracle. We're buying the top of the range. Okay? You don't want to buy the top of the range. But Baba's giving us the opportunity to buy the bottom of the range. And that's the whole Chinese story, right? China's sitting on $2.6 trillion. I told you that. That's revenge investing that could go into crypto, right? It can also go into the market, and I expect it will. And I was talking to a friend of mine who spent many, many years in Asia. And he said to me that all this data that came out that caused Baba to fall, it moved from $80 to $100, and it fell back to $80. That was all caused because early data began to come out of China after the COVID lockdowns had been, after they had opened up. The early data began to show that there was a slow response to the economy moving forward. He told me that in the Asian investor is a very smart and shrewd investor, right? And even though the country's been opened back up, he said people are going to wait. They're going to wait some weeks and months to see if things are really open back up. They're not just going to just decide to jump in. They've been patiently saving, and they need to confirm for themselves after the course of a couple months that it's now the right time for them to begin to unleash their savings and to begin to make moves and make decisions again. He said, expect a delay in the data coming out of China. And I believe him. And I think that we're going to see strong data begin to come out of China. It's not going to happen day one, news release, the country's open again. It's going to take some months, but we're going to get that data. And I think that Baba breaking over 87 was a confirmation that others believe that we're going to get that data. And if all of that's true, Baba could be the next big winner. And I keep giving you guys big winners. About every 2 months, I give you a monumental winner. And I think it could be Baba. But here's how I'm playing it. Hard stop loss, $85. Because we have to get that weekly close above 87 to confirm the bigger move up. But personally, if we get it, I think the next step is 100, 120, and then 200. I'm talking big, big money I intend to make on Alibaba, but I'll be completely out if it closes below 85. I'll be completely out. But there's your play. Do with it as you please. That's what I'm doing with my money. It's not a suggestion for what you should buy, sell, or hold. All right, the last one is Tesla. As the saying goes, last but not least, Tesla, the big winner. As I said, I want to see comments about bags of cash made on Tesla. I'm going to sell my Tesla at $260. Now, I do think that Tesla's doing great, and a run up to $300 is technically very, very plausible. But I just have to sell somewhere, and I need to lock in these gains so that I can clear my mind of the anxiety of the potential of losing anything I've gained. We talk about the psychology of trading. I bought in at 153. I got to sell somewhere. I'll be up over $100 on my trade. Okay, well over $100. Where do you take profits? Someone say never, Josh. Ride it to the moon, man. We're going to $600. The stock is going to split in the next couple years. Yes, yes, yes. Right now, I got to take a profit. I got to take a step back on Tesla, and I've targeted 260 as my take profit zone. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with Google. If you guys stick with me long enough, you'll learn how I trade. If it proves to me that 260 is a buy zone and that it's going to go higher, I'll get back in. But I need it to prove it to me. I need, Tesla stock works for me. This is my money. I need to show me that it can hold its ground at 260 and fly further. Right now, I got my doubts. So I'm going to take profits at 260. I want to know what you guys are going to do. I want you to know what you think of my decision. It's gotten frothy. Doesn't mean there's a technical path that I see to 300. There's a clear road to 300, but I have to see how it performs at 260. And here's the thing that you can at least rely on me for, that if it does do well at 260 and I get back in, I'll let you know. And then we'll ride it together to 300. But right now, 260 is the end of the road for me and Tesla. Let me know what you guys think. As always, I enjoy these videos. I enjoy connecting with you in the comments. I love you guys. Peace and blessings. We'll see how the market goes the rest of the day. And tomorrow, I'm flying back late tonight to San Diego, and so I'll be back in my home studio tomorrow and be a little bit more situated. I hope that we'll see each other again in the next video and in the comment section. Take care.